Welcome to the Bravo Charlie Club podcast, making you 12 and a half minutes more awesome each week. He's Ben, I'm Richard. Let's go. Ben, how are you doing this week?
Cracking on, mate. Remember how last week I said there was 8 new listener countries to call out?
Yes.
So the first one is Zambia. Now, depending on the region and the language,
Tricky one.
It could be Shani or it could be Bwanji. And I want to add, this is often accompanied by a light clap. So I don't think we've had any clapping involved in our new listener country greetings. So welcome, Zambia, and clap.
Clap. I wonder if that's going to come out.
Good. Hey, we, in the Fully Awake project this week, I want to talk about maturing and getting old. So
what?
Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. We were doing some renovations around our home, and we recently replaced some fittings on a door on our home. They were almost certainly the original fittings. Now, we're talking like a 50-year-old home, right? And I was just looking at these. I'd taken them off the door, and I'm looking at them like, I know I should just throw these out, but there's no way my dad would be throwing these out. He would keep them. And I'm just thinking, is that a maturity thing? Like, do I have that to look forward to when I get older, or is it generational? Like, at what point do you start keeping things that you should just chuck out, or have I got this completely mixed up?
Well, you see, when you said maturing, I was conjuring up images of the wisdom associated with age and stuff.
Definitely
but
not.
Sounds more like hoarding.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's expecting us to get wise, we're 49 episodes in, mate, and I don't think we've said a wise thing yet.
I'm not sure yet either. You know, I reckon, though, I think it is because in our parents' era, they didn't have Bunnings, Home Depot, you know, those kinds of things. It was the things that were everything that came off your house went into a jar or went into a cupboard or was collected. And you have this giant jar full of, like, you know, odd screws and random household bits that don't fit together or just, you know, go rusty. And that jar sits on the shelf with a label on it. And but
it's hard. Like, we're the next generation, and I have that jar, but I still go to Bunnings. I still go to Bunnings to get my screws.
This is the worst of both worlds.
So you're keeping the old stuff and buying the new stuff,
and buying the new stuff. Yeah.
So what about our observations? You know, like, you know, one of my favorites is, you know, that's a good drying day. You know, when you're looking at the weather and it's like 26 degrees and sunny and the wind's blowing, you're like, oh, it's a good drying day. Like, when do you start to say that? Like, do you?
I think when you get kids, the amount of washing that you get just explodes, right? And you're like, I think that's probably our washing machine, maybe the dishwasher. I'm not sure, but maybe it's probably tying for the most hardworking robot in the house.
Yeah,
because you know, we're all fairly active. There's only 3 of us, but there's sports and that kind of thing. And if you know, running into a Saturday where you're doing sheets and towels, right, you can easily do 5 loads. I mean, if you spread it over the weekend, maybe it's 2 days where you're doing 4 loads each. But like with sport and stuff,
So you just get up in the morning and go, come on, love, it's a good drying day. Like, let's get on to it.
It's always a good drying day. Well, Queensland, it's pretty good.
True. Yeah, we're lucky. And what about this one? No, that's a good box. Don't throw that out. It's a good box. You know,
I love it. I've got that box, the shoe box with still with the pictures in it, the pre-scanned pictures from days when you actually got stuff developed. Yeah. And every now and then a better box will come along that's better than the current box I've got. And so, like, box upgrade. It's box upgrade time. So
I got a pair of shoes. I got a pair of shoes where the box was magnetized.
Like, magnetic lid.
Yeah, magnetic lid, which is
that's pretty. Shoes are you buying, Ben? That's crazy.
Oh, a gift. I can't afford buy shoes that come in a magnetized box. Oh my goodness. Oh, there you go. Hey, travel tip of the week. I was asked recently, what's the best way to access first class in a flight? Now, have you ever flown first class?
I have. Yes, I have. I've flown first class before. Yeah, yeah.
And did you pay for that ticket, or were you upgraded?
I did. So I've had one of each. I've had one
Yeah,
where I
okay.
forked out the cash, the ridiculous expense of it, thinking it was going to be some really awesome experience, and I ended up
Yeah.
just crashing out and sleeping through the flight, which is, I guess, kind of the whole thing
Yeah.
about it, right? And it's like long haul. And I've also sort of had a short haul domestic US flight upgrade to first class, but that's kind of really more like business class.
I think
in
it
Australia, sort of
likens
thing.
to business.
So,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
planes are
still
sort
cool.
of a bit more like buses there, sort of thing.
Still cool. Like you've been upgraded.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
still cool.
I've flown first class once. I was very fortunate. I got upgraded. I've never paid for a first class flight, and I'm not sure if I would. I arrived at the airport and they said I was flying business class, and they said, "I'm sorry, the business class cabin's been fully booked." And I was like looking at the lady, thinking, "Are you
Looking forlorn?
Are you about to downgrade me? Like, what is going on?" And she said, "But because your tier in one of our partner airlines is so high, we've identified your ticket to be upgraded." And I was just like, "There's
nice, yeah."
So because of the tier partnership, I already had access to their first class lounge, which was epic. And I think that's where that's the point of difference in first class is actually on the ground for me. Like the first class lounges, like, and especially if you're talking like it was Etihad that I flew, but Singapore Airlines, the first class lounge is just next level. Anyway, it sounds like we're sort of flexing, and it's not meant to be that. The question was, how do you get an upgrade to first class, or what's the best way to experience it? I actually did some research, and the reality is you need to probably be on an international flight. And to your point, the first class in the US tends to be probably akin to business class in other areas. And I'd suggest go for a short one. The shortest leg that I could find that met that need was Sydney to Christchurch. And or potentially check out Singapore Airlines, which offers first class to many of its Asia Pacific region legs. But my advice is try and get a short haul first class and look forward to the lounge and the experience and drink some awesome champagne. So,
and so do you do this sort of like, do you do the you pay the business and then you use the points for upgrading normally, or something like, is that?
Yeah, normally you can upgrade from premium economy. You just have to check your ticket, obviously it's all cost. It all works out one way or the other. But if you've got a significant amount of points, and if you're not collecting points, then that's probably a different discussion. Shoot me a message and we should be talking about that. But yeah. Usually from a business class, but short haul business class in Asia Pacific is not expensive.
Yeah,
because it's, as you pointed out, it's almost like a commuter service.
I mostly fly AirAsia actually when I'm doing sort of short haul around Asia, and they don't think they actually have a first class. But
so AirAsia actually came up in one of my planning, and it's recognised as probably the best budget. Like it's got a really good reputation, but it's at that budget sort of
cheap and cheerful
end. Yeah, really, really well regarded. So there you go. Shout out to AirAsia friends. If there's a plug for them, a free plug. Hey, we got some listener feedback, and I wasn't really sure if this was supposed to be positioned as a conundrum or if it was just a statement of fact. Listener RL writes in and he says, "How's a game between two teams anything but 50-50? And he just wants people to just stop saying it." And there was nothing else added to that. So, yeah. Got any thoughts on that, Richard?
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on the teams and what the game is.
So the whole sports betting angle coming in.
But I guess, in the purest sense, one team needs to win.
Yes. Yes. There you go. It's nice to get our listeners writing in. Hey, listener DR wrote in, and he's actually listened to the AI deep dive episode.
Oh, already.
All 90 minutes. So that's pretty impressive. And he says, here's what he's written. "Great episode, boys. We're moving fast into an exciting future. embrace, learn, and be creative. But most importantly, don't forget what's important to you. For me, that's health, family, and business. Now, I'm going to do something we
They're
don't
wise
often-
words, if ever
They
I've
are.
heard them.
Yeah, I'm going to do something I don't often do, mate, and name the listener. Because listener DR is Dan Richards, who I believe is a seriously impressive guy. He co-hosts his own podcast, which I enjoy. It's called Shift, SHFT, with Aaron Pickering. I'll drop a link in the show notes because if anyone's interested in health, family, and leadership at work, definitely give that a preview. It's worth your time.
Excellent.
Yeah. Actually, he lives in your neck of the woods too, so it's probably time you guys met.
Oh, yeah.
Conundrum of the week. If you ask someone where they've been and they response, oh, here and there, is that the ultimate brush off? I mean,
No, so
where are they?
I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I like
what exactly is here and where exactly is there.
It's keeping the mystery. I'm keen to know. I think it's keeping the mystery alive.
I'm keen to know.
I don't know. Do you list all the things? I mean, I think
yes. Who was the first person who let such a silly response to be allowed into the like? What? If I'm not asking because I want you to tell me here and there, that's a rubbish answer.
It is, maybe, yeah. Or this and that. What have you been up to? Oh,
No. What's this? Define that. I want the facts. Which is given that we do no research on this show. Although at some point I'm probably going to have to stop saying that because we every now and then
you actually do research.
Yeah, I do have to check some stuff because I don't want to look like a complete novice every time I turn on the mic. just most of the time. Hey, that's it, Richard. Listeners are being BCC'd on our week. To our listeners, thanks again. The links are in the show notes, especially to Dan's podcast. Go and check that one out for sure. In next week's show, we're going to dive into the benefit of a bad opinion. Happy Mother's Day to mums out there. Let's see you next week. Bravo Charlie Club out.
And that's the pod. That was my Elvis voice.
It was awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.